Hello, friends. Today we are in Sherbourne Commons, which is an area of Toronto even I didn't know about. So this is very interesting because there's a lot of really cool architecture here. There's a lot of really cool just things around. So let's start walking, see where it goes. Always starting at the lake because that's where we start. Also, very windy today, but overall quite nice weather. This is, I think, like definition sweater weather. Just wanted to start with a nice view of the lake because why not? Actually, this area over here is the part that they're like this entire section over there, they are renovating and just turning it into like this really massive, cool infrastructure. But we could actually go down there a little bit. Just like I think we will. But yeah, some neat options over here. So if you've seen the boys, apparently this is where one of them has a funeral. My friend just told me that when I came down here, and I was just like, I did no idea. To be fair, I was on the boys, but I did not actually do anything on the boys. I was just in the background with a hot dog. That's cool. Look at that. It's a really nice little fountain feature, actually. This part over here, it's just like it's under such heavy development. It's not an area I've come to often, but just like seeing all the stuff that they actually have here, and just like this is really cool. Like this entire part over here is a splash pad. And apparently, this whole thing over here, this whole mini river fountain, that's just cool. That's like everything I like. But then immediately beside it, you get like heavy development. Interesting structures, interesting buildings, and we get things like this. But I'm just like, I don't feel like this is the norm. I feel like this is a rarity. But who knows? Maybe there's more here than I give it credit for. And to be fair, we're not walking up through the nicest neighborhoods today. But, you know, c'est la vie. Actually goes over there too. Oh, that's cool. Actually, this one had a water structure I really wanted to check out. I'm just gonna cross before the bus gets here. Totally fine. I'm not filming myself jaywalking. That's fine. Hey, good to see you, buddy. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if you've ever been down here, but I'm just like, there's some really neat things here. And it's also just, I'm wearing a t-shirt and like a little crop hoodie, and it's just super warm. It's like, who knew? Oh, they turned these off. These were going earlier, and they had water coming down like these screens. You can see that they're holding, and it looked so cool on the way in. And I guess they just stopped doing that recently. Of course, it hasn't coming by. That's fine. It's fine. I'm not mad. Little playground over here. More of the playground. That climbing wall? That's cool. Can't stay long because we've got a scooter home soon to feed and walk Coda. Aw, poor Coda. Ever so abandoned. Never getting what she needs. But possibly one of the world's most adorable, maybe the world's most adorable Chihuahua. I'll give that. I will say, a walk between the destinations is not the most glamorous in Toronto, but there's some stuff here that we should be able to see. Oh. Just like, if I don't catch this light, it will be a while before the next one, so. Oh, hi, Timmy. Welcome. It is quite warm in Toronto today. It's not like... I'm wearing a sweater, so I'd say it's like low 20s. Maybe high teens, but... Oh, hey, Jazz. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. You can see they're going to be putting a lot... They're going to be putting a lot of infrastructure in over here. That looks like it's going to be a path of some kind, so... Very cool. Starting to cool off here. Yeah. Like, you can really feel like fall is incoming, but it's not quite here yet. I would say it's maybe just a little too warm for me to be wearing the hoodie I'm wearing, but it's a really cute hoodie, and I wanted to wear it. So I did. So yeah, the goal right now is to walk up Sherbourne, which is just, well, you'll see. There's some interesting parts of Sherbourne that I might have to stoop around a little bit, but we'll figure it out. Where is it you are, Timmy? Scotiafornia was dry as fuck this summer. I believe that. It feels like it's been really dry a lot of places. Like, I was just in New Brunswick, and everyone was saying how like scarily dry it was. But then when I was over in Calgary maybe 2 months ago, everyone's being like, oh, we've gotten so much more rain than we ever expected. I'm just like, oh, look, climate change in action. Oh, we love that. Yay, climate change. Ugh. Oh, hey, Juanita. I was in PEI 2 days ago. It's funny to think that we were probably that close. I didn't know you then, but now we're good friends. So, oh no, I wish I could have gone to Nova Scotia. New Brunswick was nice, but like, my goodness, it is not a place where much happens. I mean that with love. I can't imagine the other two are. I imagine they're kind of in the same boat. But I'm also from Northern Ontario, where that same thing is true. Where it's just like you don't really have a lot of things. So the things that you do have are more fun. At least that's how the theory goes, at least. And some nice parks over here. New Brunswick is kind of just trees. That's not true. They also have the Bay of Fundy, so they also have water. They have two of the major elements. I didn't even get to see the Bay of Fundy this time. But next time I go, I do want to go see. I want to see if I can try to see a little bit more there. Because like we only saw Fredericton, and Fredericton was beautiful. It was such a cute little town. But I'm also like, I would like to see more. But yeah, even my videos, I'm just like, yeah, that was kind of just trees. I went to Anne of Green Gables in Cavendish and everything was already shut down for some reason. Oh no! That's sad. I do like to. Okay, so what everyone like every family has like one or two people who are just like, oh, they're the famous one. And so our famous one was that we're related to Lucy Maud Montgomery, who wrote Anne of Green Gables. And in the book Anne of Green Gables, there's the part where they talk about the scary family from just the not very nice family, like the village. And just like apparently that was our family. Just like, all right, well, I don't know what that says about us. Probably something very accurate. Hey, Medano. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do something really quickly while Medano's here. Because you've been really good to me. And I feel like you deserve that, so. Welcome, welcome, my friend. All right. I'm also just trying to like go up some streets that maybe get overlooked a little bit in Toronto. But we'll see. So I just made Medano a mod. So he's now Mod Dano. Now that I know how to do it, it's going to be like, you're a mod, and you're a mod, and you're a mod. Everyone's a mod. Hey, it's good to have you, buddy. Thanks for being here. I haven't been to Toronto in a Dreg's age except for like an hour on a over at Billy Bishop. You know what? That's all you need to see of Toronto usually. I mean, actually, that's a really cool little piece of graffiti over there. I don't know if you can see it as clearly, but it's just like it's got the looks like a fox and a turtle. Two animals you don't often see together, but Billy Bishop is actually a fine airport. I remember you used to be able to go down there and they would just have everything laid out and you could just have like food and drinks and everything. And now they've just gone and turned it into an actual airport. And just like, ugh, terrible. Give us that lounge back. That was a nice lounge. The view at Billy Bishop was great, but the food was bad. I mean, that sounds like most of Toronto, let's be fair. This is the no frills. Okay. In my ex relationship, we would come down across town to go to this specific no frills because he thought that it was better and that the prices were better, but it's just a no frills. It's the same as everywhere else. But he would insist on like coming 45 minutes out of his way so that we could come to this no frills. And gosh, he was the worst. I used to be so protective and be like, oh no, but now I'm just like, no, he was terrible. Do we have giant tiger? We do not have giant tiger in Ontario. Oh, sorry, not in Toronto. It is in Ontario. But if you look over there, you can kind of see like some pieces of the distillery district. I will go over there sometime, but I'm not in a rush right now. But I mean, this is what everyone's here for. There it is. It is getting quite warm outside. And I'm starting to be like, do I regret wearing a sweater? I always regret wearing a sweater. But does the sweater look cute? Yeah, it kind of does. But can I take off half the sweater is the question. I can. Do I look stupid? Probably. Do I care? Not at the moment. As long as it didn't affect the sound, that's the important thing. I could go west over there, but you know what? I said Sherbourne, so let's go. Send the heat to Scotia. You know what? It's yours. Take it. They're a terrible basketball team. That could be my first ever sports joke. I'm proud of myself for that one. I just really hope I got the sport right. Yeah, a lot of people actually talk very highly about Giant Tiger. I haven't been myself, but at some point I would love to go. You'll have to be my tour guide. You'll be like, not a Sherpa, that's not the right word, but like that, but for Giant Tiger. We're just at Sherburne and King right now. The goal is Allen Gardens. I feel like if we can go there, that'd actually be a really cool thing to see. But Giant Tiger Safari, yes, that is exactly what I was looking for. Safari is the perfect word for that too. Although tigers aren't in Africa, that safaris are normally associated with Africa, but I don't know what the like Indian or Asian equivalent of that would be. So we'll just say safari. Maybe a saffroni? It's like saffron comes from. I'm reaching. I'm reaching. It's not a joke worth making, but I will still workshop it. I'll see you in post. Actually, tomorrow, if I get the chance, I might do a live stream from Niagara Falls because I start work tomorrow. I got a new job. I'm going to be a tour guide that takes people from Toronto to Niagara Falls. So I'm very excited for that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Did you get a dinner in New Brunswick? I did not, unfortunately. We were staying with family on the time, pretty much the whole time we were there. And so I just like, oh no, I have to settle for really delicious home cooked meals. Oh no, what do we do? Congrats on the gerb. Thank you so much. Every time I hear gerb, all I think is Homestar Runner with Coach Z. Man, that is something that has been lost to the annals of our minds. Remember Homestar Runner? Remember Flash animation in general? What a crazy thing that was. Holy crap, I have 14 people. That's amazing. Thanks for joining us, everybody. Arrow. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Oh, I like that I caught the reference. References are underrated things these days. Oh. Oh. I didn't know my thing did that. If I hit my trigger twice. Never mind, it does nothing. Oh, and this car is just going to come right out and hit us? Nope, you're good. Maybe he will. My friend Gian lives around here. He is someone I haven't seen in a long time. And to be fair, he hasn't made it too far. Rude. That was quite loud. say I'm walking here to the car. I mean, to be fair, that is definition of what I am doing. If I wanted to be like extra arrogant about it, I could be like, oh, I'm walk tubing here, because that's just silly and dumb. You know where they just like creep out bit by bit? I will say it is very funny to see how like just this particular street, walking north on it feels much different and much more, I don't want to say safe, but like much less sketchy walking up the street than down the street. Friendly reminder to please hit the like if you haven't already done so, and subscribe if new. Thank you for support. Thanks, Juanita. You're much better at reminding people than I am. I just get caught up in silly conversations about Cote Z and getting hit by cars. Usually. It's also just a beautiful day in Toronto. Oh my gosh. I remember Bloor Street, but that's the only place in Toronto I remember. Well, you know what? Tomorrow? No, I can't do tomorrow. I'm going to Niagara. Maybe later today. Maybe I'll just do a walk on Bloor Street. Because like Bloor has some really interesting, cool things. And there's a lot of things you can see and there's a lot of things you can do there, which is great. Oh. Okay, yeah, maybe the sketchiness starts here. Oh, I am at Sherbourne and Queen. So yeah, this is where things are going to get interesting real quickly. I got the crane moving over there. So when I get home today, I have to finish memorizing a script so that in about an hour or two, I can actually go to an audition with my words memorized for once and essentially try to knock it out of the park. Long story short, I'm trying to find representation. I have someone who might be interested in representing me as an agent. I just have to make sure I actually do the work and get things done. So, let's see where things go from here. So I'm just like, I cannot wait to get home and have a coffee. Oh, tiny little hunters. Get you. There they go. Come on. The sightseeing Toronto buses. I've applied to be a tour guide for them so many times, and never once have they called me back. But now I have something else, which is even better. Oh, that fills me with joy. Happy Friday. Thank you. Yeah, there's not a ton interesting in this area, but you still get some good stuff. Whenever you get like a high density, lower income neighborhood, generally where you start to see less interesting things and more, well, the things you would expect in the kind of neighborhoods we're in. But they're also some of the friendliest places you can come to. Also some of the nicest people. Yeah. Apparently it's 22 here, but it's cold in the house. Yeah. I mean, isn't that just kind of how it is? It's definitely the kind of year where you're just like, you start off with heat in the morning and then air conditioning in the afternoon and then heat in the evening. Which is why all of our systems are so taxing. Oh, perfect. Dundas. Which street am I looking at again? I'm looking at Gerard. I'm looking at Gerard. There we go. I just had to remind myself of where I was going for a minute. If anyone wants the True Love cafes for sale over here, I can confirm it is a place that existed at one point. Was it any good? I don't know. But for some, it was true love. And that was the important thing. I do kind of think it's funny that some people are just like, oh my gosh, Toronto's so clean, it's so pretty, it's like, yeah, it is. But you know, we still got stuff like this. I wouldn't say this is the cleanest part of Toronto by any means. It is definitely on the grubbier side. But like, even if you look up, you can still see more cranes because Toronto can't stop building condos, even though no one wants their condos. And they're causing farm boys to get filled with rats. Farm Boy being a grocery chain here, I should probably mention that. But the two of them have been shut down in the past month. Mostly because they go up in new buildings, and the new buildings have lots of rodent problems. And as such, now the new Farm Boys have lots of rodent problems. I should just preface that. That's allegedly. It's a shame, because Farm Boy is actually a really good place to go and get groceries. Way too many overpriced condos nobody can afford here in Haxton. Yeah. Yeah, I believe that. I just like, if they were things that people wanted or liked, I'd say go crazy. But they don't seem like they're things that people want or like. So I don't get what their purpose is. Okay, good to know. Yeah. And of course, the sidewalk here is closed. Is there an alley or something I can sneak through? Or do I have to go to the other side? We shall find out. I mostly just order from Walmart because it seems best deals there. Yeah, I get that. I mean, Walmart's not great, but it's something. All right, avoid the car. Run like hell. I've avoided the car. That's just a van in a bike lane. That's not great. Good job, guy. Literally just bike lane, just the entire van right there. Silly people. Oh, we're almost there. We're almost at Allen Gardens. It's absolutely one of my... What the fuck? Literally, that sidewalk's closed. You come over to this side, and this sidewalk's closed. What the actual heck? That is the stupidest thing I've seen in a long time. Okay, fine. Y'all saw that, right? They should just say sidewalks closed. Use a different street. Why does that steam my biscuits? That really shouldn't annoy me so much, but that absolutely annoys me a great deal. Chirp the sidewalk people. There we go. So that's the one building that's getting built over there. Apparently, it's going to be one of the tallest buildings in Toronto, if not the tallest. I don't think they're including the CN Tower in that, but maybe they are. I actually don't know that. But yeah, I know that they're under fire for another couple $1 billion for... Who cares? It's more condos no one wants. I have strong opinions, and now I share them on YouTube. No way that can backfire. But if you look over here, you can see where Allen Gardens is. And they have a little native it's the fire ceremony place, but this has been here for a long time now. I think it started during Occupy movement, but then they just kind of stayed here, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm here for it. So I mean, when you think about it, there are still places in Canada that don't have running water, which is just insane to me. It really is a gorgeous day, Juanita. It is beautiful. I'm actually really excited to show you guys this. This is... I don't know the story behind Allen Gardens, but it's just this beautiful botanic gardens in the middle of Toronto. And it's just... Oh gosh, it's so nice. And they've just reopened... I took a couple tours here a little while ago, and they've just reopened the main part and like the side things. So some of this I haven't seen in literally months. Actually, no, years. This has absolutely been years since I've actually seen a lot of this. So here it is. Look at that, isn't that nice? Oh, it was a not an unexpected conversation to hear in the middle of this park, but still a disappointing one to hear when it comes up. I remember last time I was here, they had a koi pond. You could actually go in and see the fish. If they ever let me into Ripley's, you guys will lose me for a good long while. I mean, just look at this. One of those parts where you're just like, all of this in Toronto. I am shamelessly looking for the fish, let's be fair.
I did it too.
Just tons of plants. Like there's a couple thousand kinds of different things here. It's literally just like wall to wall. And even if you look up, there's more up here. Oh, it's such a cool space and does not get as much view. Oh, it's the koi pond. Okay. Oh. Yay, animals. Once again, I am secretly 12. There's a lot of coins in there, which I don't think is great, but maybe they've planned for it. Now exits back out into the main atrium area. And then it comes up on this side. I'm actually going to go on the other side too, see if we can get some views over there. But like, obviously I'm just doing a quick little trip here. But there's so much you can find here. There's just, and it's free. You can just walk right in. This was called the palm room because they had palms here. I remember my ex once, for several months, was growing a pineapple. And yeah, that didn't go well. It ended up taking up like much of the space. I ended up yelling at some of my friends over. It's just the weirdness you tolerate when you're with someone.
Dark purple, not purple, but
Oh, that's cool.
like the electric tea.
Like, that's cool. Not a huge pineapple enjoyer. Yeah, this one took up most of, like it was a good 3 or 4 feet across. And it took up the space that you needed to actually exit the building to go for like a smoke or anything. Yeah, wasn't great. But I'm just like, here, you can get some really cool. I don't know why this is being so jerky right now, but it shouldn't be. I think it's because it's trying to focus on all the flowers and there's just so much all around that's just kind of going crazy. Oh, hey, John. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. We're just kind of coming out the side of, this is like the arid side of Allen Gardens. So this is my favorite part, other than obviously the koi fish, because koi fish are amazing. This is the cactus room. And just like, look at all the cacti. It's also very warm and dry in here, which should shock no one, but actually I'd be happy to do like a slower walk through here sometime where we all just comment on plants. But I don't know enough about plants to do that. Place is awesome, seen it before. It's really cool. It's one of the best things to do. Like, it's not a super big greenhouse by any means, but like the density, my friends, the density is crazy. But yeah, I like the air room. It's also just feels nice because Toronto's just so used to like wet heat that having something that's just so purely just dry heat is really nice. And they managed to do it all very effectively. But I'm just like, look at that. You have just... Is there a word for the opposite of green thumb? Because I have that. I think that would be a red pinky. It's like big toes wouldn't really be a thing, but. It was very warm in there though. But this is his dog park, so you can see the puppies. I have 2 plants in my office and they both died in a month. Oh. Well, I'm just gonna slowly maneuver my way back to my area. But that's Allen Gardens. It's just a really beautiful little space. I wouldn't say it gets overlooked by any means. It's fairly well regarded and popular, but a lot of people when they're visiting here don't often come and enjoy it. So if y'all get the chance, check it out. There it is. Woo! All right. Well, thanks for joining me on my little walk. Getting to explore so much of this. I like plants like that inside during winter. Yes. Yes. That is always the goal, right? And it is actually good to have plants in your home. One that I've found, if you do have like trouble keeping plants alive, succulents are good, but also spider plants. We end up getting like a couple spider plants, putting them on the balcony, and they've just exploded this year with like little to no effort. So also, I'm not the gardener in the household, but I did know that one. I hate seeing no leaves for like 7 months. Yeah, I get that. Have you tried cactuses? Or succulents? But yeah, I can understand how aggravating not having leaves, especially in well, especially in the Maritimes, because that's most of what you have there. There's down to Loblaws at Maple Leaf Gardens. Then tough times in the Maritimes. Yeah, I believe it. We all have issues, and we all help each other out. I like to think. I like to think. Do we? I don't know. We like to think. Oh. Up, Jarvis. And as soon as I get home, I'm going to ice my back because it is still driving me nuts from like 3 days ago. 4 days ago? 5 days ago? Gosh, when did I kill myself? It's been a little while. Actually, I probably shouldn't have said that. I hear that's one of the trouble words on YouTube's. That's fine. Oh, I'm at 19 watchers. Oh, that's so cool. Now I'm just like, can I make it to 20? Oh my God, you're so cool. How do you even handle bikers? You're just like, oh, yay. Good for you. You had fun. Thanks for joining, everybody. It's been a good walk. I actually really enjoyed getting to see Sherbourne Commons for the first time. Definitely the first time I've been able to do that. And once again, getting to share so much of the middle of Toronto. It's kind of what I liked it. But Allen Gardens is such a cool place to go. I definitely enjoy it. I love when I get to take people there. And if you need a tour in Toronto, let me know. I'm your guy. And until then, it's been good to see you. And I shall see everyone tomorrow, potentially from Niagara. So let's see how that goes. All right, bye.